In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a puff print design with the rhinestone outline with a Cricut Explore Air 2 and a heat press. This is going to be super in-depth. You will need Corel Draw and the design wizard to complete this project, so if you don't plan on buying the program, you can always use my services to get your own stencil made so you can create your own rhinestone transfers. Skip through this first part of the Corel Draw tutorial if this applies to you. Let's get started. I'll see you in Corel Draw. Alright, so we're going to start in Corel Draw. This is where we're going to create our text file and then the rhinestone template, so that way we can cut it into cut it with our Cricut Explore Air 2. You can copy this however you want. We're going to start off with text. I'm going to do capital R and then the rest are going to be lowercase. And I'm going to do Old English. Alright, the width is going to be about 12 inches. Do keep in mind, I already have this all made. I already have my SVG file ready to go. So I'm just recreating it so you guys can see the steps. So that way, if for some weird reason it looks a little bit different than the one I'm going to be putting on my shirt, is because I already have one made. But this is the same exact steps I took to create the one that you guys are going to see. So right here, we're going to go to envelope. We're going to click this option right here, then add new, drag this down, pick this up, let's go like this. I want that E to match that R, bring this, boom, there we go. All right, now from here we're going to go to our plugin. This is the Design Wizard 5.0 Pro from the Rhinestone world. I can do more tutorials breaking down how to, use all these buttons. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to show you what is needed to pretty much start creating your template. But before we do that, what I do want to do is go ahead and save this before we add our rhinestone templates. So we're going to go File, Export, and we're going to save it as an SVG file, okay? So we'll go to SVG file, name it whatever you want, and then go ahead and save it wherever you're going to remember. So once that is saved, make sure you do SVG so that way it keeps the same width and the height. So now we can go to our place and fill. Okay, so we're going to do add stones, outside, islands, we're going to do 1. For fill line spacing, we're just going to do auto, contour auto. The space is already at 0.02. We are going to do corner detect because we have a couple corners right here. And then for this one, since we want the outline, we are going to do an island fill. So this is what we're going to get. Make sure you go ahead and highlight everything and hit this one so that way they're all individual. You have to do this before you proceed to the next few steps. So now if you notice right here, some are overlapping. That's what these tools are going to be for, and these numbers, you can switch them. I can do more videos breaking that down, but pretty much you can just go in and delete. You can drag, copy here. Pretty much you're just going to want to go through all of them and make sure you fix the ones that are overlapping. So for pretty much, just break them apart. If there's too many in an area, go ahead and just delete it, you know what I mean, and just make more space. But like I said, I will definitely make more videos helping you guys with this step. Boom. So you get the idea. This is how we're going to go through and edit all of them. But let's say that we are complete and finished with editing all of our dots. We can go ahead and delete this. We're going to go ahead and highlight all of our dots. And then we are going to go to templates. We're going to hit current page. This is what we're left with. We can go ahead and delete this one. And then this set of dots, we're gonna highlight them. Go right here to weld. And once it's complete, give it a second. There we go. Now we can just put this here and make sure it's covering all of the dots. Now we're gonna hit shift, highlight it all, back minus front. And that is how we're gonna create our file. Now make sure we're clicking the template. We're gonna go ahead and export, and then we're gonna export SVG, and then just save this exactly where you're gonna remember, probably where you had put the text. But like I said, make sure it's SVG so it maintains the width and the height, so when we import it to Cricut it's perfectly aligned. And then that's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and meet you over at Cricut Design Space, so we can then go to our Cricut Explore Air 2 and load up our Rhinestone Flock and our Puff heat transfer vinyl, and then from there we'll go to the heat press. I'll see you there. Alright, so we're in Cricut Design Space. As you can see here, I imported my text file and the Rhinestone file. To do this, I just went right here to upload image, and then went and found my SVG files and then imported them here. So we do have to cut these separately because this needle pressure is going to be iron-on plus since it's heat transfer vinyl, and then this one is going to be poster board plus because it's Rhinestone Flock. It's much thicker. So we are going to turn this off for now, and we are going to go ahead and send this to our vinyl cutter. So let's go ahead and hit make. You are going to need a 12 by 24 if you are doing the same exact size. Let's go ahead and mirror that, and then we're going to go ahead and hit continue, and then we're going to connect via Bluetooth. That's how we're going to be connecting. You can use the USB wire. It's just a little bit annoying for me sometimes, but it might be a little bit more reliable because sometimes Bluetooth can potentially cut off. It doesn't really happen to me, but I'm sure it's possible. So just, you know, choose wisely which connection type you want to use. But we are going to now go ahead and go over to our Cricut Explore Air 2 so we can cut our heat transfer vinyl. Alright, so we are at the vinyl cutter. Like I mentioned before, we are using a Cricut Explore Air 2. This one cost about $200, extremely worth every dollar. So we are going to cut our heat transfer vinyl. We are going to be using Puff from the recipe. It is down below. This is the best Puff vinyl you can get. You can watch all of the videos I've done with this vinyl. They all come out extremely puffy. It doesn't fall off, lasts countless washes, all that good stuff. This is a 5-yard roll. Obviously, the bigger the rolls you get, the more money you're going to save. I also went ahead and I actually already cut my rhinestone template. This is actually one that I already had. I didn't want to cut it again, so I didn't waste any rhinestone flock. But basically what I did was I loaded this blue paper flock onto my mat, and then I fed the mat into my vinyl cutter. And then for the needle pressure, I did poster board plus. Once it was done, I just went ahead and I peeled it from the mat, and that's all we needed. It comes right off. You can actually see right here, there's a couple of dots. That's what it's gonna look like after you go ahead and peel that. But that's why we already have this one done. I can do more videos making the rhinestone transfers. Just let me know in the comment section and I will definitely do that for you guys. But for our Puff heat transfer vinyl, we are going to be using iron-on plus for the needle pressure. It's going to be the same needle pressure that you use for regular heat transfer vinyl, because this doesn't puff up yet. You need to apply heat and then it's going to puff up. So let's go ahead and feed that through. I'm going to go over to Cricut Design Space and toggle the fast mode. So now it's going to be flashing. We can go ahead and cut that. Now at this point, if you have any questions about any of the steps so far, just let me know in the comment section. I'll do my best to get to you. I can also answer any questions you have about the stencil, the rhinestone flock, all that good stuff. Because if you get the SVG file from me and the stencil from me, you're just gonna get this in the mail. So that way you just create your own transfers, and this is good for life. As long as you take care of this, this will last you. But once this is done cutting, we're gonna go ahead and peel it, and then we are gonna go ahead and make our rhinestone transfers by putting on all the rhinestones, brushing it in, adding our transfer tape, and then we will go to the heat press. So once this is done, we will go ahead and peel it, and I will go from there. See you then. All right, so the vinyl cutter's done. Now we're gonna go ahead and peel. What I like to do is I like to grab tweezers and then pinch that corner, and it comes right off. And if you're new to doing this, make sure you do the peeling part really slow. Last thing you want to do is mess up your vinyl, especially the puff. The puff is a little bit more expensive than the regular heat transfer vinyl. So when you're peeling, make sure you're just being really careful. Take your time. You know, over time, you're going to get faster at this, and this is going to be extremely easy. But if you're just starting out, like I said, just take your time. Especially if you're using like really intricate designs, you know what I mean? And you know, if you guys have any questions about the vinyl before you buy any, just go ahead and like email me, message me on Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to answer any one of your questions. Or if you already bought vinyl from me, and you have any questions, just DM me and I'll make sure I help you, because I want to make sure you guys are getting the best results possible when you are purchasing my vinyl. But we have our recipe text with the puff heat transfer vinyl ready to go. So now let's go ahead and grab our blue rhinestone flock and go ahead and apply our rhinestones. All right, so we laid out our rhinestone flock. This is what it's going to look like after it's been cut out. So this is, like I said, what you'll receive in the mail once you send me your design and I make the file. We are going to be using SS10 rhinestones for the size. All right, that should be enough. Now this part, we're just going to go ahead and lightly brush them in. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We are probably going to go in with the tweezers and make sure we're adding them where we missed some. And what I noticed is if you have a curing mat, definitely put this mat on top of it. It does help the rhinestones fall into place more, I've noticed. So if you notice, I'm kind of missing a bunch of them, like, you know, all up in here, and it's because I have it on the table. It's still gonna work. It's just gonna take a little bit more effort, but this will take a few minutes, right? So I'm gonna go back in and brush some more back in, but what I'm gonna pretty much end up doing is just grabbing them individually once I've, you know, covered most of the mat, and then we will just go ahead and fill in the stones. I'm guessing this will take me maybe less than 5 minutes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that part, and then I will meet you back when it's time to add the transfer tape. All right, so we added all of our stones. Now we can go ahead and add the transfer tape. Now for this step, you want to be very careful and make sure that you do it evenly. Whoops, see, there you go. Probably gonna actually go this way. Oh yeah, see, I just saw some stones that shouldn't be there. Okay. Boom. All right, now what I like to do is just grab the brush and we are gonna just lightly make sure we go over everything. That way all of the stones are touching the tape. So when we lift it, the stones come up with it as well. All right. And what's cool is, like I said, I don't know if I said it before, but you can use this transfer tape like probably like 30 to 50 times easily before you gotta use the next one. So that's, you know, a little hack to save you some money. But now when we lift this, the stones are gonna come up with it. There we go. And if any are missing, we'll just go ahead and press that area down and lift again. But I will go ahead and meet you at the heat press. All right, so I preheated the heat press to 335 degrees because the first thing we're gonna do is add our rhinestone transfer, and our puff heat transfer vinyl is gonna require between 280 and like 290 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're gonna go ahead and do the rhinestone transfer first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cool down the temp to around 285-ish, and then we will apply the puff. So I do want to pre-press the garment for a few seconds just to make sure I get any moisture that could potentially be in the shirt. So let's go ahead and do this for a few seconds. All right, let me loosen this up a little bit. All right, now let's go ahead and grab the transfer. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and set it down. All right, perfect. All right, let's go ahead and press this for about 10 to 15 seconds. We're gonna be using about medium heavy pressure. All right, perfect. Now let's go ahead and peel. All right. All right, so now I'm gonna bring the temperature down to about 285 so we can go ahead and add the puff. So I will see you guys when we are there. All right, so the heat press is at 285 degrees. Now we can go ahead and add our puff heat transfer vinyl layer. Now for this part, make sure you are being careful and take your time on this part. All right, so we are at 285 degrees. I'm gonna go ahead and press it for about 8 seconds, and then we're gonna check on it, and then I'll decide if I'm gonna press it for any longer. So let's go ahead and do 8 seconds. All right, let's check that out. All right, looks pretty good. I am gonna do another maybe 3 seconds, and then from there we should be good. All right, we don't want to do any longer. Now I'm going to peel this very slowly. Okay, so we are going to do about 5 more seconds. So the reason why I'm doing it, actually let me explain it first. So the reason why we're doing it at 285 degrees is because it's easier to do it this way and slowly raise the heat, because if you start too high and you burn the heat transfer vinyl, the puff, it's kind of hard to reverse that. But because we are at a low temp of 285, we can keep pressing it a few times until we're satisfied with the puff and all that good stuff. So that's why I usually do around 280, 285. Yeah, you can use that technique, but you can technically go up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. I just wanted to clear that up with real quick. But that is for when you're using high quality heat transfer vinyl like the one in this video, which is from the recipe, and it is down below. All right. Just peeling slow, making sure I get every single part. All right, cool, there we go. All right, I am so happy with how this came out. Let's go ahead and do about 3 more seconds, and then I will show you guys how it came out. But if you guys have any questions so far up to this point, leave them down below in the comment section and I'll do my best to get to you. All right, there we go. Yeah, I am so happy with this. I hope you guys got value out of this video. I know that this style is really popular right now, doing the rhinestones around the puff and all that good stuff. And I know it's dope that we can do it with vinyl and our heat press. So let me give you guys a little bit more of a close-up, but like I said, any questions down below. Everything in the video is down below as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and show you guys this close-up. So that's everything you need to know to make your own rhinestone and puff print designs. If you have any questions, make sure you meet me in the comment section and I'll do my best to get back to you. If you want to see more tutorials like this, make sure you hit that subscribe. I appreciate you and I'll see you next video.